Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I do not have a positive view on Austin Powell, who is the defense minister of the United States of America, which is Lloyd Austin, because he proved through his statements that he's not very bright. So Austin Powell's, Mr. Lloyd Austin, made some statements in the past that showed me, at least, that he is a guy around 86 IQ. Just a coincidence. So now he comes out and makes some statements. He's allowed to make some statements. He thinks that he's important. Remember, this guy is a general. Doesn't mean too much for me intellectually, just so you know. Yeah, you're a general. Followed order. Good. But let me hear what you say, and then let me assess your level. Now, as you can assess mine, that's the beauty of freedom, the free people, you know. So he comes out, so he was a general, then he goes into a private sector, which is going to be on the board of director of Raytheon. That's obviously a military contractor. And then he gets from there with a lot of money, and then he gets appointed, just taken, put on as a defense minister, and people say, hey, okay, yes, we're okay with that. That's how Mr. General did it. So nevertheless, good for him. Good for him. My problem is he's not bright. He follows orders. That's what he does. So let me show you what he said, and then we have none other than Dmitry Medvedev, who is very feisty. For the past 2 years, he was very feisty. He's going to say that actually the U.S. Defense Secretary revealed, and I'm quoting, military secret, ex-Russian president says. I don't think Medvedev comes with something new, at least for us, but he brings a different flavor from a guy in a high position in the enemy camp, Russia. Russia Today, December 3rd, 2023. U.S. Defense Secretary revealed military secret, Russian president says, Dmitry Medvedev. Lloyd Austin Powell, has admitted the true goal of Ukraine support is the modernization of the U.S. military industry, Dmitry Medvedev said. Remember, this idiot right here, he comes from the U.S. military industry, from Raytheon. Okay? Look at his bio. The Pentagon chief, Lloyd Austin, has apparently revealed the true goal of his country's enduring support for Ukraine, and it has nothing to do with defending, and I'm quoting, democracy. We all know that one. I think only idiots can still believe that one. Or even battling Russia, but boils down to the modernization of the US's own military-industrial complex, ex-Russian President Dmitry Medvedev said. Now, I'm not making this video because, oh my God, Dmitry Medvedev said that. No, I came to that conclusion on my own, without him. The problem that he comes and says that, and some extra, tells me that, Medvedev is not an idiot. Why? This is obvious. So I don't claim being a genius coming with this, or Medvedev being a genius, coming with this conclusion. It's obvious. My problem is with people who don't see it and they vote. Because I always get to that garbage, voting. Medvedev, who currently serves as a deputy chairman of the country's National Security Council, took to social media platform X on Sunday, commenting on a speech made by Austin at the Reagan National Defense Forum in the US. And I'm quoting, "We've launched what the Army calls the most ambitious modernization effort in nearly 40 years, end quote, little quote in quote, for our defense industrial base." What does that mean? The Pentagon boss said during the event, and I'm quoting here, "Some $50 billion of our supplemental budget request would flow through our defense industrial base." You know what industrial base is? People who produce military weapons. And that will create or support tens of thousands of good American jobs. Yay! In more than 30 states. That includes making missiles in Arizona, vehicles in Wisconsin and Indiana, and artillery shells in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Texas. So, He's bragging that a war gives us the opportunity to give jobs. Is that a ethical way of doing business? Well, think about it. The remarks by the Secretary of Defense himself, a retired general, effectively amount to an admission of the true goals of Washington, Medvedev said, suggesting that and I'm quoting, sincere Austin might have inadvertently revealed a genuine military secret of the US. Now, yes and no. You can't just point to say that, oh, that's a secret. Well, we knew it, and you can say, well, maybe because of that, the war in Ukraine, broke out, or partly. I suspect. I'm convinced, in my idiotic assessment of the world, that played a big role in telling Putin, "Niet, we're not going to talk to you. Why don't you start a war? Our guys are waiting. The jobs in Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, and Pennsylvania are waiting. Our industrial base is kind of like they need a job, and you provide the job." And I'm quoting, "A straightforward and simple-minded person, the general unhesitatingly stated the reason for the U.S. involvement in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine." I like this one. He got his number. "The U.S. is not driven by a desire to help stop Ukraine from disappearing from the world map," end quote, or by an intent to fight for democracy against tyranny, end quote, he said. Moreover, the U.S. is apparently not even motivated by its repeatedly proclaimed goal of, and I'm quoting, even confronting Russia to diminish its defense capacity, the ex-president suggested. And I'm quoting, "It turns out it's all about defense goods, commissioning to increase military production output and create jobs, and possibly about the enormous profit that the companies close to the Biden administration get from it." Medvedev wrote. You don't have to agree with what he says. You don't have to agree with everything he said. But I think that you can find some truth in what Medvedev said. There are certain things that are not coincidences, especially when it's about, this kind of profits made by certain industries, banking industries, energy sector, and military industrial complex. If you think that these are just a consequence of something they had nothing to do, they were just lucky, like you were lucky in your life. You invested in something and luckily you made billions out of that investment because some other people just were crazy. It happened to you so many times, right? No, why not? Coincidences are rare, right? And in this case, this is not a coincidence. Why? Because all the industries I enumerated, they have a power, they have a financial power on the people who would be promoted for us to pick from with the propaganda provided by the same people through the US free mass media. You got it? That's how the game is played, my friends. Those guys out there, economic, financial interests, power, they have money. They promote and make sure they got the right person for the job. They got the mass media for us to form our opinion and vote for whomever. If Biden or Trump or Biden and whomever, those guys are the same guys. Now you say, no. Trump was different. What did he do? Do you remember what happened with Trump? When he got empowered, nobody of his departments listened to his orders. He's like you go to let's say to your supervisor or manager, and you go over there in a board meeting and you have, let's say, the owner or the president, and he says, Gigi or Emil, you do this. You're supposed to say yes because he's in charge. He's your boss. Say yes. That's exactly what they said. Yes, Mr. Trump. They went out of at that office and nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's how they fucked these guys up. So Trump was an experiment. These guys really thought that Trump is an idiot, doesn't know shit, and he's going to be, we're going to channel him. They didn't know he was going to be like that. So then when they said that, they blocked him. All his orders, directives stopped right exactly the second got out of his office. Then it was over. Here he is, my friends. Medvedev says something not very, oh my God, but he's in the middle. He should be deeper in the whole scheme out there. He sees things from above. We see it from below. Sometimes it's better if you're under a skirt, you see things better. But from above, you don't see anything. And that's a different story. So he, being out there, he should see things differently. He has shared more information. He has, intelligence information from his intelligence apparatus. He should have a lot of information, something that we will never have access to. So he saying that, I think, yes, he's subjective. Yeah, he's probably a weasel. Yes, he's on the enemy side. Yeah, he might lie. I'm pretty sure he lied in his life. He lies and will lie in the future, like all of us. But nevertheless, except you. My bad. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.